Hi guys, welcome back to Life's a Beach with Sarah and Alicia. Sorry it's been a minute since we recorded.
Mom life. Hashtag mom life.
Hashtag mom life. Last week was kind of crazy. We had lots and lots going on. But it did give us a chance to really think about an awesome topic for today and something that we both feel really excited, I think to talk about.
Yeah.
So do you want to introduce the topic of the day?
We are going to be talking about the ever-loving compliment.
Yes.
It's our favorite. So, talking about giving and receiving compliments, not only to friends and family and your kiddos and your friends, but to strangers and other women, and just making sure we're lifting people up and how weird that can be sometimes.
Yes, and I think a lot of times something that Alicia and I talked a lot about in preparing for this video is that I think a lot of times you see somebody and you think to yourself, like Alicia and I work out together, and so we'll see somebody at the gym. We're like, oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. Or her pants, look at her pants, they're so fun. And I think that, her and I will talk about it. But then, why would you not reach out to that person and be like, oh my gosh, you're a beast, or your back muscles are awesome.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of actual conversations we've had at the gym. And so it's something that I think that we shy away from giving the compliment.
Yeah.
Because we're afraid, like, oh my gosh, is this person going to think I'm a whack job? Does she think I'm checking her out, or him?
Yes.
Do they feel like this is some sort of like sexual advancement? Do they think I am having an ulterior motive?
Right.
So, and I think the list right there goes on. Like, the reasons maybe I feel awkward about giving the compliment. And so that was something that we talked quite a bit about, what draws us back from actually issuing the compliment that we are really feeling.
Right. And I think it's weird, because we had kind of talked about this where it's usually our own experience of when we've received a compliment, or whether we've given a fake compliment even. And,
Yes.
which... Guilty. I have done that out of just trying to create a conversation, or like to open a door, like, hey, nice shoes. Anyways, so,
right.
And then it becomes awkward. I think we should talk about the gal with the white pants.
Okay, we should talk about
because so I'm gonna start a little bit and then you fill in.
Go ahead.
There's this, we're having coffee one day and this gal walks in and she's like,
she's a 10. She's freaking gorgeous.
Like, a 10 is making her ugly. Like, we're talking, like, she's, like,
Flawless.
Unbelievably, flawless in every way. Like, long blonde. And listen, I think there are many beautiful things. But, like, this one was, like, I couldn't find something wrong. Mm-hmm. And we both were, like, holy crap, like, where'd she come from?
And P.S., it's wintertime in Wyoming, which means it is, if I can just show you, if you can see, it's like snowing. It's gray and crappy and snowing.
It's nasty.
And I only add the white pants in because who wears white pants?
And they were clean.
We have kids. There's
crazy.
Nothing white that we own that's actually white and clean.
She was pretty perfect.
Her makeup.
Yes, everything. Perfect hair, perfect. And not in a like, she's not perfect. It wasn't, a little bit like that. Because, you always kind of have this, like, I wish. But it was just like, wow. Like, does she even know? Yeah, like, does she even know how pretty she is? Well, neither of us said anything. We didn't say anything.
But that was kind of where this whole thing started.
Yes.
Was, we see this girl and we're sitting at the table having coffee and we're like, oh, this girl, like, what is the deal?
Total creepers.
Oh, we were creeping. We were totally creeping. But then we were talking about, like, why are we okay sitting here talking about how beautiful we think she is, but not going that extra step and telling her? And so she leaves and it's done. And then it really, I think, stuck with both of us.
Yeah.
And then, like, fast forward a little while later, I'm having coffee, same coffee shop, different friend. And she comes in again. And she's not in white pants this time, but she is equally as beautiful this time. And I stopped her and I was like, excuse me, ma'am. And she looks up at me and I said, I just have to tell you that I think that you are absolutely stunning. You are beautiful. And I'm not being creepy, but I just wanted you to know. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You seriously just made my whole day. And I mean, she was genuinely, you could tell she was like genuinely touched by it. And I thought, maybe she was having, you know, it's like you always wonder, what if that person was having like the worst day ever? And then I just told her that I thought she was beautiful and she is on cloud nine the rest of the day. And we've been there too, you know, where maybe you receive a compliment, which is the second part of the same conversation. The first part is, you know, we're really encouraging, if you're thinking it, if somebody's got like gorgeous hair, and it doesn't even have to be physical attributes. I mean, I've told people that I know before, I just have to tell you that like you are such a positive person that you make me feel really good when I'm around you. And so, I mean, I think it's easy to talk about the superficial ones, especially when you're discussing strangers, because hello, that's...
I don't know you.
That's the first, you know, it's like usually you're not just like, hi, let's be friends, and suddenly like you find something you like about them. You see them first and, you know, maybe it's a watch or shoes, a purse, their makeup,
skin,
hair,
beautiful skin,
a piece of clothing they're wearing, their voice, like their eyes. It could be anything. I think it's just so important. I mean, I feel like we spend a lot of time in a really negative world, or a world where we are constantly comparing ourselves to this
standard,
this unachievable look or whatever. And just to have another person see you and take the time to just be like, hey man, you're killing it. You're doing a good job. Yeah. I think that that's so important. Second fold on that is receiving compliments. And this is something you want. That's exactly it. Like, this is something that I don't even remember where I read it. So I wish that I could give this article credit to, that I heard it from. I wish I could give them credit, but I don't remember because it's been years. So if you know, comment and tell me so that I can look it back up, because I actually reference it all the time to my friends. So it was very interesting. It was talking about how, as women, if somebody gives you a compliment, like, oh, hey, Alicia, I think your eyes are really beautiful, your first instinct is usually,
oh, thanks, but I mean,
I look terrible.
It's weird. Yeah.
I don't even have makeup on. And like, you find a way to negate it. Or, you know, like, oh, I really like your shirt. Oh, this old thing.
I've had a fancy shirt. I wore my fancy shirt
today. I know. This way I didn't talk about your shirt.
Hashtag leave a comment on how much you wish you could have this.
We're not getting any compliment.
It's sentimental. It's sentimental.
Okay. So as women, we deflect. Like, oh, your home is so beautiful. Oh, it's such a mess. Even if we spent all day cleaning it. Or, you know, your kids are so well behaved. No, they're not. You know, we are always deflecting.
Yeah.
And this article that I read was talking about that. And what I thought was very interesting, and I think what really just, like, stuck to my soul like glue, was if somebody is complimenting you, and you fire right back with why they're wrong, you are insulting them. You are insulting, you're either calling them a liar or stupid inadvertently. I mean, if somebody says, oh my gosh, you look beautiful today, and you say something like,
you're off your rocker, crazy lady.
I am not beautiful. Like, you are literally telling them, I don't believe that you're telling me the truth. Yeah. Or I think you're stupid.
Right.
And I just thought, oh my gosh, I am so guilty of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm really not that good at that. I know somebody that's way better. Okay, maybe you know somebody that's more beautiful or has their life together more, has a more beautiful put together house, has all these things. But why don't you just say thank you and move on? Right? Yeah. Like, what do you have to lose by just saying thank you? That made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Or, you know, because thank you is even still, even after a couple years after reading this article, still a little strange for me because I feel like I'm like, I know, right? Like, you know, and I think that's why we avoid saying thank you.
It's like you soften the compliment. Like, oh, thank you. I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm not going to let it get to I'm not going to let it go to my head. So by saying like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, you know, it adds that buffer.
Yeah. So a lot of times, you know, somebody's like, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. For example, it's clearly Alicia's shirt. You'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I got it a couple years ago at Maurice's. And I'll just tell you, I get so many compliments on that. So thank you for noticing.
Nice.
You know, it's like you're still validating their opinion. You're still extending grace in that, like being gracious. Like, oh my gosh, you saw something that you liked and you took the time to tell me that you liked it. Yeah. So you're not degrading their opinion. You're not degrading them. You're not like, no.
Yeah.
But then it makes me feel better that I'm not like, thank you. Because I'm almost like not giving credit to somebody else. Because like, oh yes, it's Maurice's. Like, it's not like Maurice's suddenly gets the compliment. But it's just like, oh, hey, if you like it that much, let me tell you where you can get it too.
Yeah.
You know, or it's funny, a couple years ago, I posted a picture on my Facebook. And, I mean, I had my hair done, but let's have an honest moment here. I had so much dry shampoo in my hair. Like, it was 90% dry shampoo. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, I love your hair so much. And I was like, girls, I appreciate you. You too could achieve this look. And like, Bumble and Bumble, please sponsor me. So, I think that as women, we have a really tough time giving and receiving compliments. Yeah. Because I feel like we have something to lose.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
It is weird. And I think obviously as we grow up and, you know, from girls to women and you just, you go through the teenage years where there's a lot of the fake word getting passed around and then you don't want to feel fake and really at the end of the day, no one's fake. They just have their own thing, you know, they do you. And so it's like, you might not want to be in public in this fancy sweatshirt, but if I told you my dad gave this to me, it would change it might not change your opinion of what it looks like, but it is a reason why I'm wearing it. And you got to remember, other people have that too. And I think sometimes we have to like stop and assess a situation before we proceed. As women, we get stuck there. Like, I'm assessing, instead of saying, you know what? I'm going for it.
Right.
There needs to be more going for it.
Yeah, go for it. Give somebody a compliment. Give somebody, like, and it's actually incredible how good you feel when you give somebody else a compliment. I mean, like, that day that girl was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It was a genuine reaction. It wasn't like, oh, thanks, scrub. You know, like, of course you think I'm beautiful because you're in workout clothes and you have no makeup on. And you need dry shampoo. Like, it was a genuine compliment. And it felt so good to me to be able to make somebody else's day that way.
Right.
And it really, I think it feels better when you just own a compliment.
Yeah.
And just say, thank you.
Yeah. And
just live in that for a minute because it feels good to be recognized from other humans.
Yeah. When
you're doing something right.
It feels extra special when it comes from another woman.
I agree.
Because don't they notice? Like, we notice. We notice. So we're paying attention.
So please subscribe. Share it with your friends. Like, comment. Did I miss anything?
Like, comment.
Share.
Hashtag share. Nope. That's it.
Nope, that's it. All right. So we'll be back next week. Promise, with some other riveting topic.
For sure. Comment
below if you want it to be funny or serious, because we have ideas for both.
So serious.
Well, hopefully Alicia looks less homeless next week. All right, bye guys. Have a good week.